Bitcoin is halfway to $1 million. I can prove that here today. And it might sound crazy. You might be thinking, no way. Bitcoin's at $30,000. What are you smoking? And let me have some of it. That might be what some people are thinking, but I can show you today that we really are about halfway to $1 million. And the math breaks down pretty easy. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video. And if you want to know what I'm buying and selling, you can check out the link down below to the Patreon. Now, Bitcoin sitting at 29,161. We're going to call it 30,000 in this video. 30,000 divided by 1 million is 0.03. So it seems like we have so far to go to hit $1 million. It seems like it's nearly impossible, right? It seems incredible. And a lot of people don't think that we're ever going to hit 100,000. A lot of people don't think we're going to hit 500,000. Some people don't think we're going to hit $1 million. And this, I have to say, is inspired by this video. 300,000 is halfway to $1 million by the Decade Investor. Now, what I did was I looked at all the different years that Bitcoin's been around on this date. So right now, I'm showing this July 27, 2023. I looked at the price back in 2010. I looked at the price in 2011 and so on. So in 2010, we were at 6 cents. This was actually a 20x from the bottom of about 0.003. Then the next year moved up significantly, $14. Huge gain, 23,000%. Then it continued to move up and down. There was some volatility, right? You went up to $14 and you went down to $9. A lot of people felt like they had missed the boat because Bitcoin was already $14. I mean, imagine like if Dogecoin went up to $14. A lot of people would feel like they missed the boat too. Now, of course, the market caps are very different, but that's how people felt. They felt like it did a 23,000% gain, a 230x, and there was nothing left. But as you can see, it went down 36%. Then it went up 10x. And again, this is just looking at this specific date. So we're not going to get exact highs. We're not going to get lows or anything like that. This is just a snapshot in time. 2014 did another 6x. So a lot of people thought, okay, it bottomed and then went up 10x. That's it in terms of gains. No, did another 6x after that. Then it fell 50%, shook out a lot of people, then went up again back in 2016. People continue to underestimate it. Went up to 2,600, 8,100, 9,400, 11,000. Again, snapshots in time. So back in 2017, it really went up, or 2018, it went up to about 16, 17,000, maybe even 19,000, depending on where you looked. Then it fell back down, bear market, but continued to move up. I mean, if you had bought back in 2015, every year when you looked at it, you would have more USD value. Now, where am I getting to this? What am I trying to say? Okay, so you look at this. There were a lot of years that were good, a lot of years that were bad. Obviously, the good outweighed the bad. And you can see that there were some huge exponential gains in the beginning. But even if you don't look at the beginning years, if you cut off these years where it did like I don't even know, it went from 6 cents to $600. So whatever that is, a 10,000x or a 100,000x, whatever it is. If you take out those years and you just went 2014 to 2023, 9 years. This is including 2 years where it pretty much went sideways. It goes through 1 bear market, 2 bear markets, 3 bear markets. It goes through a lot of bear markets here. 9 years, you have a 49x return if you had bought $600. Now, that is unbelievable. Great return. A lot of people don't think that we're going to move up from here. A lot of people just think that the bull market's done. I mean, the stock market's doing well, but crypto kind of just sitting there. And they're wondering, okay, how high can we actually go? In 2014 to 2018, going from the 2014 high to the 2018 high, and I used this to calculate it there. It was a 19.6x. Then from 2018 to the 2021 high, just 3 years here, not 4 years, because of how the cycles worked out, it was a 3.5x or 3.45x. So obviously some diminishing returns there. but with a lot of large investors getting into crypto, I think with BlackRock, Fidelity, a lot of big money coming in, I would expect a 3x. And this is kind of conservative, a 3x from the previous high to the 2025 high. And maybe this is a little bit above what some people think. It's below what other people think. If I had to do a conservative estimate, like really conservative, I'd say like 125, 150. But just based on the last one, right, we can see a $200,000 Bitcoin price. And then from there, let's say we do a 2.5x. And you can play around with these numbers to the next Bitcoin high in 2028 or 2029. That would put us at $500,000 Bitcoin. Then the next one would put us at, let's say a 2x would put us at $1,031,835 Bitcoin. Now, the interesting thing is we've had multiple cycle tops already. If we go 2014, 2018, 2021, or 2022, that's 3 cycles so far. We're talking about conservative. I mean, like we had a 20x here and then a 3.5x here. So some people think that this would have been higher if it wasn't for some of the things happening behind the scenes, liquidations and that kind of thing. But we're talking about 3x, a 2.5x, a 2x, so lower than we've ever seen by far. Diminishing returns. We would still see a $1 million Bitcoin in the next 3 halvings. Some people think it's going to be 2, some people think 3, some people think it's never going to happen. But we've already had 3, and we're looking at 3 halvings from now being at a $1 million Bitcoin. So in that way, we are halfway to a $1 million Bitcoin, even though we're at 30,000. And I realize 30,000 isn't exactly 1/2 or 50% of 1 million, but time-wise, with Bitcoin, it is. And you can look at it another way too. If we actually looked from how far we've come, we've done about a 500,000x from 6 cents up to $30,000. Not going from the ultimate peak, but just going up to $30,000 over 13 years. That means every single year we do about a 2.75x on average, which is nuts. That's crazy compounding. So if we did that and we continued to 2.75x from where we are now, it would take us about 3.5 years to get to $1 million. So we'd be about 80% of the way to $1 million if you go on a straight compounding path without accounting for diminishing returns. So I think it is pretty easy to say that we are getting closer and closer to $1 million. And while it does seem like we're a far way off, we're only 2 or 3, maybe 4 halvings away. Of course, this is inspired, like I said, by Decade Investor. Definitely go check out his video. This is a little bit more extreme because we have such huge returns in cryptocurrency. But I think it is important to remember that if you look at history, if you've been able to hold and you last more than 2 years, you're almost always in the profit. You're almost always very happy you bought and you wish you had bought more. This is the best performing asset class that we've ever seen. And we're seeing more and more adoption and more people trying to platform to be able to allow more people to invest in it. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video though. Do you like this? Let me know if you want future videos just like this, making you rethink cryptocurrency or rethink finances. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.